Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Okay guys, so I got something in the mail from the Llewellyn Publishing Company, but it's actually written by my friend, Leslie Sampson, and I've known Leslie since the very beginning of me meeting people. I woke up in 2011 and I spent quite a few years by myself being a weirdo. Not thinking that I would ever find another weirdo. And then I did. And she's one. But basically, we worked together at the first place that I ever connected to. I went in there to get a Reiki treatment one day. Like, I finally, oh my God, like, there's a place right there down the street, a freaking mile away. And where I lived at the time, like, in the beginning, it was so crazy because there was one like a mile that way and then there was another one like a mile that way, so I had like bing bing choice of either place, but I never knew about them like for a long time. They were there, but I went there and it was a Reiki clinic, so it was $10 reduced sessions. Remember, I got my session, I gave them $50 because I didn't know. Yeah, that's the thing that started me there. And then I met the person that kind of, you know, ran all of it. They taught classes and things like that, and I was like, hey, your website's really bad, basically you need help, let me do that and you teach me this stuff. And that's how I got to become a Reiki person and a new paradigm person and angel communication person, and among other things. And then I met Leslie there, and we used to sit together and have our chats because it wasn't usually very busy, so a lot of times it would be me and her there, and she would give me a reading, I'd give her a reading. Actually, she's the person that gave me my first tarot deck. I remember she posted like a giveaway on Facebook, and I won. So if you're somebody that wants to do tarot, they usually say you have to be given your first deck for it to be like whatever. I don't, like, if you're going to buy a deck, you're going to buy a deck, that's fine. But, you know, technically, I got the whole thing the way that you're supposed to. And I was afraid of it for a while. I didn't touch it. I was like, I don't know how to do this. It's a spiral tarot. I still have it. And it's been funny because it's done things on the path and had things happen on the path that were just so perfect. Like the Three of Swords. One night I stopped at a gas station. I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I like threw my pocketbook into the sink. And the fucking sink turned on, me not knowing, and it was like pouring into my bag. And it was pouring onto check 111, and the fucking Three of Swords that was in there for I don't know why reason. Other than to be like, haha, you're sad, and your life is fucked up, and you're miserable, basically. And I was like, oh my God, everything was wet, soaking wet 111 check, and soaking wet the Three of Swords still fucked up from that day. Like all bleh. But yeah, that was there during a fun time, and just, you know, other things like that have happened along the way. But she has written this book, and I think it would be interesting to see, understand and connect to your soul's other half, find your twin flame. So basically, it's like a whole bunch of ways and things and you know, like information that she has gathered on her journey. And I know a lot of people who have come throughout the years, like people who've stood out to me, they have their twin who passed over, or they've never met them in the physical because their person's on the other side. Or they met them, they were together, and then that person passed. That happens a lot for some reason. That, I don't know if it happens a lot to everybody, but I've seen it happen a lot. But I also have a lot of death happen around me because I think it's to do with the shamanic stuff, because I keep seeing the psychopomp stuff, and anything I do, anything I think usually pops right up around somewhere else, and all ties together. So that's my thing, is that it's just part of that journey. And it's you know, it's why people find me that have that thing happening. But Leslie is a medium, and her person is on the other side. And a lot of the people that she used in here to help her to, you know, validate what she's doing are also people with their person on the other side. So the person's here, alive, but their twin is on the other side. So if you are in that situation, this will be a great resource for you, or a nice person to be able to be like, oh my God, me too. And there's not a whole lot of content out there created specifically for people like that situation. Most of the people that are here and they're like, my twin flame. This is going to be very, very much helpful for those who want to find your twin flame or figure out, understand, and connect to your soul's other half. And like, is this really my twin flame? Like, this is basically a book, like a little guide of different ways you can do that. And I'm gonna like kind of go over a little bits of it. I'm not gonna read all of it to you guys because that will take forever. But basically, oh, there she is. Leslie Sampson is a certified psychic medium, a certified spiritual life coach, and a writer. She is also an angel communicator, an animal communicator, a Reiki master, an angelic healer, a crystal healer, and a spiritual teacher. So that is Leslie. So, basically she starts off with like the twin flame history, and she says, there's many stages, developments, awakenings, ups and downs, and sideways to every twin flame relationship. All of these are based on what your soul needs to learn and to evolve. The most important thing to understand about a twin flame is that there is only one other soul in the entirety of God's creation that can possibly be your twin. You may hear this concept referred to not only as twin flames, but also twin souls, twin rays, and or your other half. It is all the same and refers to the other half of your soul. You can have thousands of soulmates. Their purpose is to help you progress on your journey of soul evolution and to allow you to assist them with theirs. Soul evolution involves learning lessons, gaining knowledge to grow physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Soulmates are designed to assist. This is contrary to your twin flame, whose presence in your life often creates chaos due to the powerful energy that is at the core of the relationship. Basically, soulmates help you learn, but your twin flame instigates change. Identical twins came from the same egg, which split into two and are equal parts of one whole. They have the same exact DNA because they came from the same place. This is also true for the twin flames. They originate from the same soul, which then is divided into two individual souls. Spiritual DNA is composed of energy from God, and it is the core of the soul. This divine core represents their oneness. So spiritual DNA is comprised of both masculine and feminine energy, which represents the universal duality, as well as a combination of higher vibrational energy that comes from the source of all that is. DNA is the only equal between twin flames, and it creates the divine connection between them on a soul level. This connection to one another will never sever, no matter what happens. It is divine and it cannot be removed. Soulmates and others in the soul universe will have spiritual DNA that is compatible with ours, but it will not be equal. And then there's the soul blueprint, and then there's the soul evolution. So basically, you and your twins are from the same soul blueprint, and also you're going to have a design and inception that holds information about which lessons to learn, which energies are needed to learn them, and all the ins and outs of how all this will be accomplished. It is divinely inspired. There's going to be a lot of circumstances, deviations when it comes to what the twins wish to accomplish on the path to soul evolution, which is the purpose of the twin flame relationship. You are both working to evolve your souls to grow and learn. Once you are born into a life, the twin flame's soul blueprint becomes the guideline on how they will live that life. In the blueprint's information is stored and accessed from the soul. So there's, going to be things talking about your vibration. The term as a light worker is basically like an earth angel on earth. The twin flame argument, some people say twin flames and soulmates are the same thing. They are not. We've already discussed. Basically, you can have a lot of soulmates, you have one twin flame. I will always meet my twin in this lifetime. Always is a very subjective word. It is more realistic to say that you will meet your twin in some way, whether they are on earth plane or not. This whole twin flame thing is about balance within the self. There is no one else involved. The self is a singular unit, and a singular unit usually requires another unit for balance. The entire point of the twin flame relationship is soul evolution, which begins within the self. The relationship will completely revolutionize both halves of the soul. There is no other choice. The interesting part is that while both halves are equal, they are also independently complete. You cannot evolve only half of a soul. That's like trying to pour water into a bucket with a hole in it. The twin flame experience is between the individual and the higher self. The higher self, which is the part of us that is connected to both the physical body and the soul, is most definitely involved. It isn't the only thing involved. The twin flame relationship is on a soul level. The soul learns and evolves. You cannot be in a relationship and not evolve in some way. It simply defies the very definition and purpose of twin flames. The higher self is a part of this process because one cannot evolve without gaining a higher understanding of themselves. Twin flames are the opposite of each other. That's where the phrase opposites attract comes from. They have the exact same DNA, soul blueprint. They have the same goals, the same desires, and the same lessons to learn. Granted, sometimes they can achieve this education in a vastly different way. Twins are the same at their core. They are not the same person, of course, but their actions, thoughts, words, goals, desires, and experiences will be similar and parallel. They cannot help it. And there's more. And then there's, how do you know when you met your twin flame? So I'm going to kind of go over a few of them, not all of them. There's an instant bond. You understand each other, telepathy, similar or compatible birth dates, overwhelming feeling of unconditional love, no matter how long you've known them, explosive chemistry, meeting at an often young age, separating and reuniting. They appear in your dreams either before or after or both when you meet them. They have dreams about you, recurring numbers, 1111, feeling as though you've always known one another, share common beliefs, share common point of view, common complementary strengths and character. Background stories may have similar or possible coincidences. Intimacy and friendship on all levels. Self-realization of your soul's purpose. They desire to be fully open. Deep feelings about an awareness of the sacred connection. To look or to touch or to be around this person is natural. And feeling completely fulfilled. Unconditional love, understanding of one another. Miscommunications are minimal without outside interference. One of the amazing things about twin flame relationship is that it doesn't have to be difficult. Yes, things will likely be completely changed and feel turned upside down, inside out, and backwards. Just simply recognize that and understand that both of you are here for the same purpose. And then there's genealogy and ancestry. So twins could have the following in common: ancestry, birth dates, including country, states, cities, and circumstances of birth, such as both being born outside of a hospital. They may have shared names and family trees, both were raised in a similar surrounding. They could have a similar family life, divorced parents still together, multiple siblings, only child, things like that. Name changes, similarities, personality, common hobbies, interests. If there are similarities in ancestry, it is possible that there might be commonalities in appearance. If there are true, genuine similarities in the appearance of both twins, those will be immediately evident. That's not an all-encompassing list, but it gives you an idea of where to jump from. And there's different types here, I guess. So there's incarnate and discarnate. Basically, incarnate or incarnated means that a soul has chosen to be born into a life. Incarnate twin flames are souls that are born into an existence at the same time. The word discarnate means that the soul is without a physical form, so that person is on the other side. There is a lot more focus on incarnate twin flames. This is because the desire to find and meet one's twin is often overwhelming and powerful. No one really wants to think about the possibility of not meeting their twin flame in physical existence, especially if you believe that the twin flame relationship is your ultimate love affair and all other are pale in comparison. It is true that the bond between twin flames is incredibly deep and intimate, and it cannot compare with other relationship, but the divine relationship is on a soul level, with the exact match of your soul, which is why the twin flame relationship will be and feel different than any other you had previously. Incarnate twin flames. Recall the word incarnate means physically exist, so they're both here. Then she has some stories with others who are twin flames that she knows of. And she uses them throughout this to help her with her little ways of figuring out if somebody is actually aligned with you. Like, is that your twin or is it not? So she's got Emily and Bobby, Zenda and Carl, and there's actually, Jesse and Andy, and I believe all of them have somebody on the other side. Twins on the other side only have one limitation when it comes to their twins on Earth. The conscious mind is very quick to shut out, block, or dismiss things it doesn't truly comprehend or make it frightening. in any way. So those on the other side can try to get through, but if their counterparts on Earth can't or won't listen, then that is a limitation that inhibits the twin flame relationship. We have false twin flames. A false twin flame is someone that you believe is that fits the definition of your twin, but is not. You can believe for years that you have found your twin, but they do not actually share any of your spiritual DNA, nor do they have the exact same blueprint. Often we search so long and so hard that when we find our ideal partner, we instantly believe they must be our twin. False twins are soulmates in disguise. On occasion, a soulmate enters your life and they may embody almost everything you could ever believe your twin flame could possess. And you'll notice that I use the word almost, because there will be something missing from the false twin. A lack of things in common, or feeling unfulfilled, constantly having a disagreement. The surefire way to recognize a false twin is too straightforward. A false twin does not create positive change in your life that perpetuates soul evolution. This is difficult to realize while you are in the middle of a relationship, but it is unmistakable. A false twin does not create positive change in your life. These changes apply to both twins, not just one. If drama, argument, pain, hurt, or anything like that is all that exists in your relationship, and it occurs without positive change or revolution, then that would probably mean he's not the one. Then there's roles and stages. So you got the runner and chaser that everybody knows. Stage 1, recognition and awakening. Stage 2, ascension. Stage 3, learning and evolution. Stage 4, running. Stage 5, surrender. Stage 6, challenge. And stage 7, illuminating and merging. And then stage 8 is union. This stage, the twins have let go of ego and fear and are energetically unified in unconditional love. They are no longer separate and function as one. They can now work as light workers, spreading the message of love to the planet. Also, the union, the twins can move quicker towards soul evolution. The lessons are learned and knowledge is gained quickly, often with lightning speed. There is no time to worry about fears or any lower vibrational energies. The union has created a singular body of light, and it can function only from the highest universal vibration, pure love. Don't misunderstand, there will always be lessons that need to be learned, but in union you have learned everything necessary and let go of what is equally unnecessary to be a fully functional partner in the twin flame relationship. Also, your thoughts, words, and actions all become one because you are aligned with your purpose. Chico and I won't really say that we're in union, which is the fashionable thing to say in the twin flame community. The belief is that once you have located your twin, you automatically go through all the stages and then you are in perfect union. We are in the opinion that a true light worker's work is never done. To assist others, you must be willing to grow, learn, and evolve, which means that there are going to be new things to learn. We learn them as one because we are energetically unified. We will never stop learning. What you are reading now is the result of an energetic union. This thing about union is that it exists from the inception of the soul. Twins are always connected and are always one. The rest of the stages serve to assist twins in becoming closer to one another and clearing the energetic path towards soul evolution. In each stage, there are lessons. Each of these lessons educate the soul. And then there's the ology methods. So we've got numerology and astrology. So basically, with numerology, I knew about, like, some of them. Like, I know my life path number is a 9. I think my soul urge is a 5. But it was, one place was like, oh, you're a 33 for that. And then another place was like, no, you're a 6. But I remember the first time I ever did it, the person that did it, like, sent me back a message. It was like, oh my god. Because my email at the time was Bridget959. And I just picked it randomly. And she was like, you have the numbers 959. That was my life path, soul urge, and something else that are like the main 3 that they usually do. But since then, I think, like, I've gotten other things. So I don't know what to make, because everybody's got their thing. Oh, you gotta have first name, last name, or your first name, middle name, last name, or you gotta have your birthday, and da-da-da-da-da. So I don't know. I just remember that being a thing at one point. And seeing the 33 as a master number, and then somewhere else, like, you're a 6. So I'm like, oh, okay. But in here, she talks about the master numbers herself, 11, 22, and 33. And then using the numerological method, how you're going to do that, creating your own calculations, and she's got sample calculations. So, like I said, I knew about the regular ones, but there's a whole mess of them. And she finds a lot of patterns with everybody that she did. So like Zenda and Carl, you know, they had a lot of the universal number 7. And then Emily and Bobby, they had a lot of I think 4s, and 2s show up a lot in all of them, because your 1 and 1 is 2. And then let's see, yeah, Chico's birth date and time 9, Chico's death date and pronounced death time 7, my birth date and time 6. Add those together, 22, master number. 2 plus 2 equals 4, divided by 2 is 2. This person, they had their master number 11, so they were 1 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1. And then there's 6,735 days between their birthdays, and that's 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 was, 3 is, 1 and 1 is 2. That's the master number 22. It is a visual representation of the parallel alignment of both twins. Finally, the number 33 is the master teacher number. This number indicates a desire to teach the knowledge between the twins have gained. The reason it is so is because any variation of this number 3, 33, 333, 333, and so on indicates that you have become self-empowered not only within the twin flame relationship, but also within yourself. This master number is also associated with higher realms, such as the angelic realms, the ascended masters. For example, Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Mother Mary, and Saint Germain are a few of the ascended masters. Such energetic empowerment opens up both twins to working with the higher realms on the other side, with the goal of sharing any knowledge that is gained. So 33 is 3 plus 3 equals 6, divisible by 2. Twin flame number 8 can also be divided by 2. When you add the other two twin flame numbers, 1 and 7 together, it is equal to 8. 2 is a popular number in this method. We will discuss the other things. It's funny, because I knew 1 and 7, but I don't know why 1 and 7 are. I never really asked or figured that out. Where did she say something? Because I see 17 all the time, and my 7s are my Palladians. But I see that a lot. 8 is known as an infinity number because symbolizes divinity and eternity. It is the regular upright numeric form. This number forms a divine figure 8 of energy, which is the energetic flow that runs between the universe and the soul, thus creating constant connection for twin flames. The number 8 in its numeric form represents a journey of the self that begins with the twins when the twins unite. The twin flame relationship is designed to be an internal journey first to work on the self. This internal work will also prepare you for the journey toward soul evolution with the twin flame. It is given a natural pair of the twin flame relationship. The number 8 turned on its side, it signifies an even deeper meaning for twin flames. This is called the infinity symbol, and it signifies the unbreakable and eternal bond between twin flames. Number 8 also indicates significant or major change within your life. Where's the 7? The number 22 is a master number. The number 11 indicates the energetic buildup of lessons for soul evolution. I don't know what 7 is. 7. Oh, there's 7. 7 is the universal number because it symbolizes the infinite, the divine connection to the universe. For twin flames, this number also symbolizes the divine connection between souls. It is a symbolic number for twins because the horizontal line at the top of the numeral creates the connection between two souls, and the vertical diagonal part of the number indicates the oneness of both souls. This number is important to twin flames not only because of its symbolism, but also because the universal connection will assist soul recognition when the twins meet, no matter what plane they are located on. Alright, so then you can create your calculations, and basically it's like B is 2. You know, A is 1, B is 2. They have like a little chart for you to go through that and figure out which one is what. And then you, depending on what you're looking up, will matter to like what you're doing. So like sometimes it's going to be your first name, sometimes it's going to be your first, middle, last name, sometimes it's going to be the day you were born, and the date, like the full date. Like for me, it was like 5/1/8, May 18th, plus 1984. But you do 5 plus 1 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4. And whatever that equals, we're going to break that down to a singular number. That's how we do numerology. So like you can see right here. break it down to a 1. And she's got the Fibonacci sequence in here. It is the golden ratio that is reflected in things such as sacred architecture, octaves in music, roses, pine cones, spiral seashells. It is an illustration designed to show the oneness of our divinity and how we are all interconnected through a divine pattern. Sequence is calculated by adding up the 2 numbers prior, starting with 0. So it's 0, 1, and 1 is 2, 2 and 1 is 3, 3 and 2 is 5, 3 and 5 is 8, so on and so forth. And a lot of like beautiful art that people are like, oh, that's so beautiful, or beautiful things are in that way made. It's like the sequence of the universe. It's like galaxies. That's how galaxies are made. It's everything is made that way. It's constantly fucking seed comes out of the ground and it comes out that way. If you watch it like in fast motion, it's gonna do that. And I've been working with the spirals myself lately, the spirals of consciousness. And there's vibrations and frequencies and energies. She talks about, like, you know, the octaves. If you think about do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, that's going to be, you know, based off of the energies. So the origin of this belief is rooted in discoveries of Pythagoras. He based his revelations on musical theory, in which notes could be worked out in proportions that included 2 to 1 octave, or 3 to 2 perfect fifth, and 4 to 3 perfect fourth. We already know the number 1111 associated with twin flames. This repeated number is a numeric representation of 2 souls meeting. It is also based on the ones found in the Fibonacci sequence. These numbers are called pillar of twin flames, and when you consistently see 1111 repeating, it is usually a sign that you have encountered the energy of your divine match. The origin is from that. Let's briefly discuss a bit of musical theory. The vibration of perfect harmony is written as 1 and 1. This shouldn't be surprising when you think of twin flames as being in perfect harmony with one another. An octave 2 to 1 means that something is vibrating twice as much. So basically, plucking a string that is half the size of another will create a pitch that is exactly an octave higher. If you do the string that is exactly another size up from that, it's going to do an octave lower. And that's how you do the whole octave thing. Pythagoras also theorized that all parts of the universe, including planets, sounded out specific notes based on their distance to one another and the planet's orbits. These notes could be translated not only into numerals, but also mathematical equations. Then he applied his theory to explain that numbers had their own vibration, and these numbers helped to create harmony and balance, or 1 to 1. His numeric table and definitions worked like this. The number 1 represented oneness in the origin of everything. The number 2 represented women. The number 3 represented men. The number 4 represented justice. And the number 10 represented perfection, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10 to the third. So yeah, there's a lot of information in here. And she talks more about the Fibonacci sequence and then life path numbers. So she's got the list here. Like, it tells you how to do your life path number. Like, life path number is considered the most important numeral in a numerology reading. It is calculated by adding up all the digits in a birth date and simplifying the numbers down to a single digit. So for me, I had life path number 9. So they'll be compassionate humanitarians. Like a life path number 1 has a natural born leader. Number 2 has the personality of a peacemaker. 3 is motivators. There's a whole bunch. And then life path number 22 will have the characteristics of those who love to learn or are master builders and visionaries. Life path number 33 is associated with master teachers, creativity, and those who are informative and natural nurturers. Twin flames incarnate with either equal or complementary life paths. The numbers themselves can be equal, both even, both odd, divisible by each other, or divisible by the number 2. Twins will not incarnate with life path numbers that have meanings that do not either match up or complement one another. To find the number, add all the digits of the date of the birth and simplify them down to the single digit. If you come across any of the twin flame master numbers in your calculations, take notice of them, because therein lies additional validation. My life path number is 7, spiritual seeker, and her twin was a 3, a communicator. So they were born leaders who use individual traits, share the information that they learn with others. In other words, what I seek, he communicates, and vice versa. And then she does it for other people here, so you can see what they had. Zenda's life path was a 7, a spiritual seeker. Carl was a 22. He's a master. And, oh yeah, and if your person's on the other side, their stuff ends when they end, okay? So, like, you don't want to keep counting stuff for them numerologically or astrologically if they're not here anymore, because they don't need that stuff when they're out of a body. And this is the chart here that tells you how to use that stuff. And I didn't realize how many things there are. Like, I knew, I knew there's some of them, but there's like 2 pages of things. Your heart's desire, your soul urge number. I believe mine is a 5, but I don't know. I could be wrong. The birth number, all letters numbers, the personality number, the expression number, the destiny number, the first consonant, the first vowel, the growth number, the point of security. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I didn't know they could do. Maturity number, personal year number. This is your overall current vibration. To calculate, add up your birth month, day of birth, the universal year number, and reduce it to a single digit. Calculating this number is important to understand what you should be accomplishing or not accomplish this year. The meanings for each number are below. For twins, this indicates both individual and collective goals for the year. This should be either equal or compatible when looking at the individual numbers. Okay? And she has a list here that tells you about those too. So 1 is like new beginnings, 2 is have patience for the things which you have planted the seeds of, so on and so forth. And then she has the life, like she's got a chart here that kind of breaks down again what's going on, how to do this stuff, personal day number, personal month and day, universal year number, personal month number, a lot of things that you can do to check stuff, and a lot of ways to see this stuff come about. And she did this for everybody that she had, in the beginning of the book. She shows you different examples of that. So, like, if you don't have the exact same thing she did, you can feel like, oh, man, yeah, that thing there. So that this person's life path was a 4, and her person's was a 4. So they totaled 8. I mean, come on. And then all letters for her was 9. For him was 8. You add that together, fucking 17 equals 8. Are you kidding me? Heart's desire, we've got a 2 and a 3, which is a 5 and a 5. Personality, 7 and 8. 9, expression with a 2, which equals 11. Break it down to 2. And then, basically, they just have a lot of fucking 10s and 11s and, the master 8s, like, a lot of 8s, which is that infinity thing. She's like, you're sick of numbers and math now, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Then we go to astrology. So with astrology, everybody has those opinions and things, and what she says here is basically, you want to gather some information about your person, and then, like, for zodiac information, start by getting your own birth chart. You can discern with the sun sign alone whether a person could be your twin flame. So basically, the astrological signs are in part based on the 4 seasons: spring, autumn, summer, and fall. They are also partially based on the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, and water. The quality determination of a cardinal fixed and mutable. For this simple determination, however, it is common to use the exact opposites as they are found in the astrological chart. So Aries is opposite Libra, Taurus opposite Scorpio, Gemini opposite Sagittarius, Cancer opposite Capricorn, Leo opposite Aquarius, and Virgo opposite Pisces. In other words, if you are a Virgo and your twin flame cannot have the sun sign of Pisces, that would make the 2 exact opposite and therefore would discount the twin flame relationship. Keep the following zodiac information handy. It lists the information about signs, houses, and planets in relationship to the astrological birth chart. It also lists the aspects of astrological synastry that can help define the twin flame relationship. The chart refers to the polarity and element as a means of comparing the birth charts. Whether signs are conjunct or in opposition, for example, an Aries has a cardinal quality which naturally makes them inclined to initiate change. A Taurus has a fixed quality which makes them want to preserve. They would naturally oppose one another simply based on that quality. They oppose one another elementally, fire and earth, but they do, however, balance each other out when it comes to polarity yin and yang. But that same Taurus might get along better with a Virgo, as they have a mutable quality that allows them to be more flexible, the same polarity, and they are elementally equal. So for me, I'm a Taurus with a Capricorn. Capricorn, Taurus, Sun is Taurus, Moon Capricorn, Rising Capricorn. Person that I connected to was Rising Virgo, Sun Gemini, and Moon Taurus. So there's a lot of fucking Earth there. Basically all Earth in one air. And then me, Venus feminine, them, Gemini is the Yang masculine, and just like all of those things. So it's like it goes along with what's saying here. That's basically all you do, and figure out your stuff. Then you can look into the planets and what they symbolize. So each thing has their own thing. Like Capricorn is from December to January. Saturn rules this sign. It is governed by the 10th house. Capricorn has a cardinal quality, an element of earth, and a polarity of yin. Keywords associated with Capricorn include practical, sensible, and hardworking. Alright, and then the Virgo is Mercury, governed by the energies of the 6th house. Virgo has a mutable quality. The earth is the element, its polarity is yin, and the keywords are often associated with meticulous, practical, and dependable. So they're very much the same things. And then Taurus is the planet of Venus and governed by the 2nd house. Its quality is a fixed element, earth. Polarity is yin. Some keywords used to describe Taurus as builders and determination. And then the other one that was in there is Mercury, governed by the 3rd house in the mutable element air. Polarity is yang. Keywords associated with that are versatile and inquisitive. So that kind of goes along with the Virgo as well. And then they have the planets here. So Pluto symbolizes renewal. The Sun symbolizes men in general, represents the essential self. The Moon symbolizes women, represents emotion, subconscious instincts. Mercury is communication, style, and reasoning. Venus represents love, beauty, attraction, and the arts. Mars is the planet of desire, aggression, enterprise, and courage. Jupiter is growth and prosperity and abundance. Saturn is an organization and discipline. Uranus is inventiveness, independence, and originality. And Neptune is the planet of spirituality, compassion, and psychic ability. Lots of stuff. Houses, there's 12 of them, but each one has a thing that they connect to, and then she shows you very simple information when it comes to the astrological birth chart. We're looking for evidence of equality and compatibility. Examples include equal or compatible sun signs, equal or compatible moon signs, equal or compatible rising signs, which is the 1st house, or the equality, compatibility within the astrological houses. Your combined chart should not necessarily look exactly like theirs, but commonalities will be located. So basically the charts, they may have very similar, okay? Me and my person are born 11 days apart, so we have the exact same chart for most of it, except for like the very like inner part. And then there's the fucking 11. And then she has it done for the other people in here too, so you can see like their stuff. You know, like, oh, hers is Virgo, Sagittarius and Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Like, they're just, like, all of these things down here are in the same place. And they're not born in the same year or anything like that either. Zenda and Carl, they've got a lot of the same shit. Cancer, Libra, Leo, Pisces. Are they in this? They're not even in the same year. We get December 12th, 1954 and February 4th, 1951. And we get Mars, both of them in Pisces, Jupiter, Cancer, Uranus equal, Neptune, Libra equal, Pluto, like there's a lot of shit that's just the same. And for her, the whole frickin' thing is basically the same. So you can look up that stuff, figure that out. With the time of, you have to have the time of birth to know the exact. If you don't know that, like you can use just the day. And then there's more metaphysical things in here, like She talks about your chakras and connecting with your chakras so that you can be like educated about yourself and your twin, being grounded, your higher self, preparing for the Akashic records, going in and, you know, asking questions about your twin. You got to ask for permission. And then closing and opening the records, how to do that. And what do I have here? Oh, past life dreams. So the easiest way, and in my experience, most common way to access information about past lives is in your dreams. There is very real energetic difference between just dreaming about something and feeling as though you're truly there. I can dream about Egypt because I went there and saw the museum and saw several mummies and their sarcophagi, but I could also experience an existence in ancient Egypt where perhaps I could have witnessed, for example, the mummification process firsthand. Past life dreams are very much like ones where you have had a visit from spirit while you slept. You wake up from those dreams and then realize, oh man, it was a dream, really? It seems so real. It is the same feeling about a past life dream. But for this process, it's essential to eliminate the following limiting belief from your mind. I never remember my dreams. I say that all the time because I don't usually remember them. But when I was a kid, I remembered fucking Atlantis like all the time. I had the same dream over and over. And when I do remember a dream now in my later life, it's usually there's a twin has been there. Like something happened, twin related. And it's real. Because I've like seen physical manifestations of stuff in the real world. And she said if you want to do, so you got to get rid of that belief, or stop saying that. Stop saying, I never remember my dreams. You can remember them, you just need to get your mind in the habit of doing so. Start slowly and record everything, regardless of what comes to your conscious brain. And let's discuss how to prepare yourself. So you're going to get a dream journal, grab a pen, leave it beside your bed. Don't put it out of reach. You need to be able to grab it and start writing. Writing really doesn't help the mind to be able to bring out from the subconscious. Oh no, writing really does help the mind to be able to help you get on the subconscious experience. You can also choose to record on your cell phone or another device, but I don't think that's the best way. You want to do this before you even set foot on the floor. Your left brain will start to kick in once you are fully awake. That's why it's important to record your dreams right away. Allow yourself to have the experience in your dreams, and then allow yourself to have total recall. You know, set your intention. Be good with it. Get rid of your rational thinking, analytical brain. And the second your eyes open, grab your journal and write. It doesn't matter how little or how much, as long as you write. Give yourself time to adjust to this pattern. That is, if you don't already keep a dream journal of any kind. If you experience something in your dreams that you disagree with or don't resonate with, you can always reach out for assistance on how to deal with it. For example, the very first past life regression session I did was in a group setting with Brian Weiss, Dr. Brian Weiss. I set my intention to have a regression back to a life with my twin flame as a means of continuing my cycle of proof. What came out of the session was an experience that shook me to my core. I was a vicious but revered warrior who was merciless when it came to his enemies, whether it was during battle or even at his home. It was so far from the peace-loving, laid-back light worker that I am now, I wasn't sure it could be real, nor did I have any idea of how to process this experience at all. I also learned that Chico was my older brother in that existence, and he was murdered by my enemies, which was part of the reason that this warrior was so ruthless. I immediately began to research on the time period, trying to see what I could discover. The more that I learned, the less I understood it, at least until a mentor said to me, yeah, okay, so all that happened way back centuries ago. Look at how far you've come. Look how many lessons you've learned and who you are now. Besides, it's in historical context, this guy's actions were common. Past life regression is just that. It's past. The only thing that it has to do with in your present are the lessons through which your soul progresses. Oh, and by the way, I should mention one more thing. This doesn't just count for past lives on Earth. There can be interplanetary lives, goddesses lives, or lives in other galaxies, just to name a few. There could be Atlantean, pre-Atlantean, prehistoric existence on Earth. Don't discount anything you receive. The same signs would still apply here, although how do we truly know if they wear sneakers on Venus? Still, write down everything. Nothing will come that isn't important. the things that I experienced in past lives usually had some bearing or connection to something that was going on in present time. They usually presented a root cause for whatever feelings I had or actions I did. And then there's past lives of the Akashic records, opening the records, divination, pick a sign, ask for any sign, and they'll fucking show it to you. Method 2, mediumship. You could consult a medium. You could get self-mediumship going on, too. You could do pendulums. You could do spirit boards. You could do mediums and twin flames. This section is truly information. It's important to understand how to enter a reading with a medium. People will often seek help from a medium to help communicate with their twin on the other side. I have been known to seek sessions with other mediums just to give Chico the opportunity to speak to me. The only true way to get validation from a medium is to let your twin do it, though. So, like, don't walk in there and be like, "Hi, my name is blah, 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 and my twin flame is blah, 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 and I think this and I think that, and I just want you to confirm it," because that's not good. You want people to, like, when people send me a fucking novel about their life, I'm like, don't send me, I don't need to know all that. Just let me tell you without knowing. Like, you take away the psychic part when you tell people too much. Don't tell us shit. Like she said here, I once was given permission to listen to a recording of what a friend of mine thought was validation reading of her idea of her twin flame. The reading was disheartening to me. There was my friend asking a steady stream of questions, but instead of saying something along the lines of, "I really just want to know more about my twin flame," she gave his name, explained the premise of why she believed this person was her twin flame, and waited for the validation and response. She wasn't surprised to hear the medium's answer, "Oh yeah, of course. You are correct." Stopped listening after that, and it didn't take a psychic to predict how it turned out. The only way to get the true validation of a medium is to let your twin fucking talk, and you just receive. "Hi, I'm here." Just tell them your name. That's it. No more. And then a little validation of her own here. I had so many readings during which I received messages and validation from Chico that there is no possible way I could list all of it. I have it saved, mostly in written form, in photographs. The most profound validation I have received, however, came at a time when I truly began to doubt everything I'd learned and experienced. I was on the verge of getting rid of all the research I'd done and just moving on and forgetting all about Chico. I received the following message at an event on March 14, 2015. "You are the other part of me, and now live your life." This medium, Roland, knew nothing about me, and yet this was the written message he channeled for me from Chico. You'll also notice that the last 3 words are all in capital letters. Live your life. I always thought that was an interesting thing for Chico to say, and for the medium to channel from him. I believed it was meant as a pick-me-up, as though he were saying, stop letting stuff get you down, and get out there and live. Over time, my opinion evolved to maybe he was saying, stop wasting time proving this whole twin flame thing. We are who we are, so believe it, and move on. And I believe this to partially still be true, but I also found other things that simultaneously shocked and delighted me. Your twin will always validate the true connection in the relationship in every possible way. Chico gave me a validation on this channeled paper, and it took almost 5 years for me to notice. I found writing from when he was alive, where his signature was preceded by the words, live on, in all capital letters. The word live looked nearly identical to the one in my channeled message. It took my breath away when I discovered this. This indicated to me that at least this part of Roland's handwritten message may be in Chico's handwriting instead of his own. Some of the other things I have seen from Chico while he was on Earth indicate that this may be true, mostly because the handwriting looks so similar that it's unmistakable. Maybe your validation might not be so bold or as dramatic as Chico's, because believe me, sometimes he must get right in my face with messages and validation. It just proves that a true relationship will always be validated and proven, no matter what plane they are on. The following method may be shorter in description, but they are all equally as useful as the first 2. The theme for all of them is simple, just relax and allow. There is a lot of energetic work here, and it is important to ground your physical self and then raise your vibration so that you may be open to working with your twin. These methods will work with both discarnate and incarnate twins. Though for the incarnate twins, you are seeking permission to work with the higher self. Always remember to set your intention before you try out each method and to close your sessions. And you could do automatic writing, and you could do opening of the records. You could do psychometry, where that's like you take an item and you fucking connect with it all psychically and get information about it. I've had psychometry done on my Pi Stone from the Moon Key, because that was fucking crazy how it came. It's a method to connect with someone's energy via an object or a photograph. You can also do the umbilical-like cord that connects you to your twin throughout all space and all time. You can also use a photograph, an item, a video, all of those things. Sid, Tarot and Oracle, you can do that. Get some cards going. Spirit art, you can do some of that. At the core of the twin flame relationship, it is an incredible vibration of universal divine love that creates the spiritual DNA. I don't know of anyone who doesn't want to tap into that amazing vibration, myself included. The love at the core of our souls is equal and unmatched. Once self-love and trust exist and becomes incorruptible, then that truly paves the way for absolute validation of the twin flame relationship. I sat down to go through my research and write about these methods that I used to understand and prove my own twin flame relationship. The amazing thing that I realized was that despite my many protests and my fervent desire to disprove the entire concept, all the proof I needed came from my twin. He was there every step, giving me what I needed, though I didn't realize it at the time. That's why I've repeatedly advised you to record and write everything down. What didn't make sense to me or seemed extraneous at the time turned out to be information that I needed. It just took me a while to understand that. So we've walked through all these methods, and if you are anything like me, you've already gathered quite a lot of information. I have notebooks and binders full of information that have collected over the better part of 2 decades, and that's what happens when my Virgoan thirst for knowledge kicks in. I never know what I'll end up with. I do know that quite a bit the knowledge I have gained went into this book to assist you with learning about twin flames and proving the relationship. After gaining this information and knowledge, I went back through all the methods, and I realized that they all had a common theme. While processing and discovering the twin flame stuff, I gained a lot of insight and education, and that transformed me. I went from a complete skeptic who knew nothing about this whole twin flame gig to someone that can write about it, define, understand, and prove it. It's quite a change. I hope the same is true for you. I hope that you can take the information and methods enclosed within this book and utilize it on your journey with your twin, as well as your spiritual path of grace. At the core of the twin flame relationship is that incredible vibration of universal divine love that creates a spiritual DNA. I don't know anyone who doesn't want to tap into that amazing love vibration, myself included. I realized that because of this understanding of this divine love at the core of our soul, it wasn't important to me to keep proving this relationship anymore. I'd gone down that rabbit hole and realized that all there was to find was love. There is the ultimate proof of the twin flame relationship. All parts of me morphed into this being that completely trusts myself and loves myself. And by doing so, I have become more open to accepting my twin flame. The love at the core of our souls is equal and unmatched. Once self-love and trust exist and becomes incorruptible, then that truly paves the way for absolute validation of the twin flame relationship. No matter what you see, feel, hear, experience, or understand from others, there's nothing that will make you more sense than the unbreakable connection between you and your divine counterpart. In other words, it starts with you, and it starts with your curiosity and your willingness to grow and learn and gain the necessary knowledge about twin flames. And then she has a glossary that gives you a little bit more information about all the things that's talked about in here. And this is from the Llewellyn Publishing Company. They sent it to me specifically, but I will see if she has her website here listed too, but I want to make sure I get you guys the right link so you can purchase this and use this and validate your stuff, and yeah, give some support to Leslie. I'm not sure if she's booking readings and stuff. I think she probably must be. So you can get that stuff from her too if you want to connect with her. She's a medium, certified spiritual life coach, a writer. She's also an angel communicator, an animal communicator, a Reiki master, an angelic healer, and a crystal healer, and a spiritual teacher. She now lives in Tennessee, but I have Gus from her, my big monster pillar, and then I have a lot of stuff from her actually. Like it's here and it like pops up, like my little bells over there, bing, those are from her. I'm not sure what else there is. I know there's a lot of things. There's these. And then I got this, which is meteorite fragments. And I know I got a little tiny box thing somewhere. I think it might be over there that has like a special piece of something in there. I can't think of the name of it. And other like I see stuff all the time. And I'm like, it just boop. My brain connects to her. The peace stone. I have a peace stone. There's a green stone with a peace sign on it. So yeah, I have pieces of Leslie all over the place, and that's kind of how I am. Like, I have, like, people be like, think this is the most random crap thing in the world, whatever. Like, I'll save it till I'm dead because I'm just a weirdo. Like my cards and stuff from when I was a little kid, still have those. I can't throw things out that people give to me. I won't give things away or throw things out that people give to me, even if it's like dead. It's just like, can't be brought back. I'll preserve it somehow, but that's my friend Leslie and her book, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. In Renee, namaste.